Hi guys, well it's been quite a while since I've done a vlog and you'll notice there's something different. I'm in a different place. That is correct. More on that in a moment. I'm just going to give you an update what I've been doing. I finally launched something, I finally built something. It's so-called Team Impact. It's not Zaro, that's still in works, but Team Impact, I did this quick project which allowed me to track with a team the work that's been going on and actually track whether it had an impact. So if you're working in a team and you're doing some social media stuff, you can say, well, how many followers, how many clicks through to the website, how much revenue has it generated? It's a quick little project that allows you to track that. And I need to do the marketing site for it. I've got the product's done, you can use it, you can actually sign up to it, teamimpact.io. It's just a sign up form. You go in, you probably won't know what you're doing because I haven't done any of the marketing, you don't know what it's going to do. That's yet to come, but before I do that, what I'm actually doing is working with a few companies to use it within their company and learn whether it's A, whether it's something that they want to use, B, whether they can do something meaningful with it, and C, whether they'll kind of pay for it eventually. So at the moment I'm kind of in this idea validation kind of phase, and it's quite exciting because I'm learning how people work in a team and how they communicate things and what's important to them. And it's almost, part of it is the product to do this, but the other part is the mindset of how to think about doing things that actually have an impact. It's crazy, but it's something we tend to overlook. You could just say, well, I've got my task list to do for today. As long as I get through it, job done. And then nobody asks the questions like, well, once you completed the task, was the project successful? Did it actually do what you wanted? Did you make money? Did you improve your customer experience? All those things. So that's what Team Impact is about. Zaro is still very much in development. That's really, really good at the moment. I'm doing the back-end stuff, working with the database. We're using a thing called GraphQL. So if you're a bit of a programmer, this is different to a REST kind of programming. This is GraphQL. It's pretty cool, using it in Node.js. That's kind of fun. And one of my co-founders, Aaron, he's doing the front end, so we're doing lots and lots of React stuff at the moment. That's really cool. And then Tim's been working on the branding, and we think we've all agreed on the logo, which is really good because that means then the branding packs can come out, like the social media packs, and then I can start doing the growth hacking for that on social media. So that's really, really kind of cool. Twitter, I've been doing a lot more on my Twitter. I've grown my audience with that, and I haven't cheated. I'm trying not to cheat because there's no value, right? If I'm putting my Team Impact hat on, I could have 100,000 followers, but if they're all bots or companies that aren't interested, it's meaningless. It has no impact. So my approach here is to find the people who are actually engaging in the audience that is meaningful to what I care about, and that's anybody who's in programming, startups, user interface, user experience, stuff like that. And very much this audience ties to what Zaro is about, so that we can push engagement and kind of marry the two together. There's a whole content strategy going, which kind of leads me to where I am. So this is the new studio. If you've been following the vlog for quite a while, you'll know that I used to work in a chapel in an old cemetery. And that was pretty cool, but it wasn't quite a space to create stuff other than just sit at a desk because you had people around you. It was a shared office. And I did many, many, many vlogs in the cemetery, which is fun and tranquil and actually great for stopping and thinking. It's a bit weird. So anyone who looks at it and think, hang on a minute, is that guy vlogging in a cemetery? It's a bit crazy. So I moved office to a company called Etch, and I'm renting a desk there, and that's really cool. The network's fantastic. I've met some fantastic people there. They're always doing really kind of fun things. They do kind of like meetup type things, knowledge sharing. So that's really, really good. It's nice to be in the heart of kind of the life of the industry, especially because they're very heavy on their user experience side of things, and that's really good. So keeping that connection is great. But again, content creation. I want to do more video creation and the podcast as well. But I was just struggling to separate getting in the office, dealing with kind of getting work going, because my work is different to doing this, obviously, and kind of breaking away, finding some quiet space where you can just kind of play with ideas, set things up and leave them, and it just wasn't really working for me. And eventually I want to build a home office so I can set this up as a studio, but that's just going to take way longer than I'm prepared to wait. It probably will happen, but it's just going to take longer. So I found, just a short walk from my current office, this office pretty cheaply, and I'm in the process of setting up now as my dedicated studio and kind of my thinking space. So let's show you around. So here is my new desk. This is my standing desk. I went for the cheaper option because, like, you can crank it up and crank it down. That's pretty cool. So now, why do I want a standing desk? One, for curiosity, whether standing desks are actually any good for productivity and kind of keeping myself on, out of a chair and on my feet. So I was thinking, like, that's kind of good, but really I want to be able to have a combination of kind of standing videos that I want to produce, as well as sitting videos, and obviously use it as a desk as well. I've kind of got my Mac there, I've got my pad here, pens, all of those kind of things. So that's pretty cool. I don't have a monitor on it, as you know. As you've just seen, I want to keep this desk clear, so every day when I leave, there's nothing on the desk. That means I can start fresh and use it for whatever I need in terms of video creation. Here's my backdrop. So I finally have a space to use the backdrop, and they go nice tall ceilings, which is good. So when I get the main camera set up, I'll be able to use this here. Now, these are paper backdrops. They've been set in my garage for a long time. This one here, unfortunately, has been a bit creased, but I've got some other colours down there. Quite frankly, I don't like the colours. If I want to do some green screening, that's pretty cool. White, that's probably my favourite out of the set that I've got here, and then this light blue. So over time, I'll be playing with those and mixing up, and maybe I'll use a different colour background depending on the type of video that I'm creating. So it's going to get a bit of brand recognition, so you know what to expect when you watch that video. I've got my lighting kit. So this here is essentially going to be the backlight here. I'm just quickly using the battery powered ones here. I'll try and use these as a bit of a highlight from the back or the side or something like that. I'll just play about with the lighting, and then the main two-point lighting here. Well, that's all washed out, but the other one's over there. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously the main camera here. This is the Canon 650D. So it's, I've had that quite a while. That's what I've been using. It's nice compared to like the full frame cameras. That's actually quite light. I used to do that for the vlogging, but now that's going to be my studio camera, and that's going to just be set up, I've got my power attachment for that, so don't have to be worrying about batteries or anything like that. And then cupboards over there, inside there, I've got my microphone set up, so I haven't gone through and done that setup yet. I just wanted to do a quick video now. So there's only a couple more extra things that I want to get in here. I want a mini fridge that's on order, so that I can have nice cool drinks and then use it to make my lunch, because now I have to walk through town to get to here. So if I can just leave stuff in for the week, make lunch, and then just walk between the two offices depending on what I'm working on, and then just like a kettle so I can make tea. I never used to drink tea, and last year I started drinking tea, so now I need a kettle. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. It's just it's a space for me to stop and think and just have all this set up. So creating content is really kind of effortless, and really just kind of get into it. Yeah, so my plan is to be thinking of doing the podcast and content along those lines. It will be video, and then I'll take the audio section and then push that out through iTunes and SoundCloud and all of that. So I'll be learning about podcasting, so that's kind of cool. I'm going to shift and actually probably focus on design and UX, so that aligns with the Zaro kind of strategy, and that's going to be really fun. I still want to do the business and entrepreneur and mentorship and all of that, because I just love that kind of content. The more people I speak to, the more I see that there's something they want to be passionate about, but they just kind of, there are things that are either holding them back, and whether that's logistical things or just their own self-confidence. So wherever I can, I just love to help people overcome that and just get them to try, just try these things, because as I found doing this vlog and what I do, starting's the hardest thing, and you just kind of get the momentum, keep going, and that kind of builds your confidence. And so I really love that. So there'll always be content around that I want to produce, and I don't want to take on too much, but there is something I'm kind of toying with the idea. I may not go ahead with it. I'd love to write a book. Again, all kind of tied to the podcast, but this book will probably be on user experience and e-commerce, combining the two of those. So it's kind of all related. It's not just like lots of different things. That's really cool. And I've got my sketch pad here. So I want to get back into doing drawing. I find that's actually quite helpful from the design perspective, and just skill up on that. I'm not a natural artist, but I know I can learn. There was a year where I did a sketch a day for an entire year, and I could see that progression going. But it's a muscle. You've got to keep at it. If you stop drawing, you forget how to do it, and things just much harder. So I want to get into a routine of just sketching frequently, so that when I'm doing design work, or I want to produce like a logo concept or something like that, I can just dive in, and I've got the confidence I can produce the shapes that I want to produce. So there we have it. This is the new studio. More to come. It's exciting times. So thank you guys, and hopefully I'll be doing a bit of rebranding of the YouTube channel and kind of knuckling down. There's someone who kind of said the thing I lack is consistency. Totally agree. I'm completely inconsistent. I love mixing things up. I love exploring new ideas, but I know that for you guys, when you come to the channel and when you kind of decide that you want to subscribe to the channel and watch more content, I've got to be consistent. I've got to deliver on what you think you're going to get, and I know that will help the growth for the channel. My goal is to obviously grow the channel, but eventually use that, build an audience that's kind of really engaging, and we can get into kind of deep conversations about things, and hopefully, you guys will see the products that I'm building and you're like, holy crap, that's amazing. I need to sign up to that, because that's what I'm in it for, to solve your problems and make a good living, obviously, but just do awesome work that people love. That's what I'm about. So thank you, and until next time.